Glasses cleaned. All right. I don't do this that often. When new games come out, I tend to just actively not jump on the hype train. I try to just kind of sit and wait until we have actual gameplay, and then I make a judgment of the game, and then I go from there. But I have to make an exception today, and I'm gonna make an exception today, because Stunlock Studios has announced Royale 2. No. They have, however, announced or given us a little teaser of their new game. Now, before we jump into it, for those of you who might not know, I want to tell you a little bit about my relationship with the company and the games they've done in the past. Royale 2. Oh, I can't believe it. Stunlock Studios is a Swedish studio. 2017, they came out with Battlerite, and this was the game that sort of like, right after I quit League, this game sort of grabbed me like no other game has since then. And Battlerite, for those of you who don't know, is basically best described as League of Legends, but only the team fights, and an even stronger emphasis on skill shots. Most of its player base agrees that this game is phenomenal. This game is just really, really good. Like the skill expression, the way the fluidity of the combat, the mind games, the execution, everything is just really, really good. But the game didn't take off. And after that, when the game was sort of like starting to dip and it wasn't really seeing the traction it needed, they came out with Battlerite Royale, which again, you probably know that I've played a lot. Battlerite Royale is basically taking the controls of that previous game and putting it in a Battle Royale thing. Now, that had a lot of mixed opinions, but I, for one, loved this game. I think it just combined all the skill expression and awesome moments of the first game into a very fun and very stream-friendly package where every game was a combination of really tight execution and awesome moments, but also a lot of bullcrap. I mean, look at this, for instance. What is that? Like, that's just a big like, sometimes you just die to random bullcrap in this game. And it was so much fun. Like, look at that barrel rolling around. Look at that goat flying in the, you know, it was so much fun. This too didn't really succeed, even though, in my opinion, it's just an amazing game. Now, Stunlock Studios withdrew. Yeah, they withdrew into the depths. They thought to themselves, how can we make a game that actually sticks? They did get bought out by Tencent, which gave them budget to develop another game. And we haven't heard from them since. Until now. And so they have just announced their game, V Rising. Let's just look at the teaser first.
Our hunt begins again.
Alright, so that's the teaser. Build your castle, hunt for blood, and rise in power. Conquer the world of the living in a gothic multiplayer survival game. Gothic multiplayer survival game. We're gonna dive into some of the things that we know about the game as well. But my initial thoughts here are very positive. To be quite frank with you, I was scared there was gonna be like a mobile game coming out, like a Battlerite for your cell phone or something. Honestly, I'm just really happy to see that they're gonna stick to what they do best. That in itself gives me a lot of hope and a lot of excitement. I also want to say that when I see this, I'm lukewarm on vampires. Like, whatever, it's fine, it's cool. Let's look at some of the screenshots, right? Sure, you know, it's, yeah. Now, to the interesting part. Let's scroll down and read about the game, right? A vampire survival experience. Awaken as a weakened vampire after centuries of slumber. Hunt for blood in nearby settlements to regain your strength while hiding from the scorching sun to survive. Rebuild your castle and convert humans into your loyal servants in a quest to raise your vampire empire. Make allies online, fend off holy soldiers, and wage war against other players in a world of conflict. This description makes me think of Albion Online, and it's also pointed out here as a similar game. I get an Albion feeling with some survival elements to it when I read this, because of the conflict, war against other players. This is kind of the pitch for Albion, which, by the way, is a weird but amazing game. A gothic open world. Explore a vast world teeming with mystical beings and danger. Travel through lush forests, open countryside, and dark dungeons to discover valuable resources, meeting friends and foes alike along the way. Traverse the world with vampire comrades, or hunt solo as you pillage villages, raid bandits, and wander into the domains of supernatural beasts. Cool. So it's like an open world as well. You know, you kind of get that MMO vibe a little bit, which is a term that is thrown around. But again, this Sounds great to me. By the way, when we read through this, I want to stress that when I read through this, I always keep at the back of my head that we're going to do this with the tightness and the controls, like WASD controls, skill shots, right? We're slapping all of this on top of everything that I read, which is what makes me excited. Fear the light, rule the night. Stick to the shadows during the daytime, or the burning sunlight will turn you to ash. Roam the night and prey on your victims in the darkness. As a vampire, you must quench your bloodlust and plan your strategies around the day and night cycle. So survival elements coming in here again. Seems all right, you know. Day and night time, dodge the sun rays. Instead of hunger, you got bloodlust. Cool. Raise your castle. Gather resources and discover ancient techniques to gain dark powers. Use your newly acquired knowledge to build a castle where you can store your loot and grow your army of vampires. Personalize your domain, exhibit your vampiric style, and make sure to craft coffins for servants and friends. Strengthen your castle and threat from other players in Rising. Right. So I'm just immediately again I go to Albion and the islands you could own there, and I slap on top of that a PvP element to it. I read into this that you can probably both have NPCs that you sort of train to do things for you, and you can also have your friends move in and do shit. If there's anything that I want, it's more asymmetrical PvP. That's what I want, right? So it's probably gonna come from this. Compete or cooperate. Travel alone or explore the world with friends. Fighting side by side with other vampires will give you an advantage in battle against the strongest creature and most powerful humans. Raid other players' castles. Oh, there it is. Or play the diplomat in the game of blood, power, and betrayal. Compete or cooperate. The choice is yours. Awesome. And what's cool about this is that we're seeing both cooperative PvE and PvP here being mentioned, which I think is really freaking good. Master your vampire finally. Learn and master an arsenal of deadly weapons and unholy abilities. In V Rising, you aim skill shots and dodge projectiles using precise WASD controls and cursor-based aiming. No click to move. Tailor your playstyle by combining melee or ranged weapons with a variety of powerful spell kits. Master your skills and unleash your wicked power. So this is basically the reason we're excited for this game. Like, we have nothing yet to confirm this, so I could be wrong, but I have full faith that this will be precise and awesome. Just like every game that Stunlock has released has been in the past. They know how to do this part. This is the reason why people loved Battlerite. This is the reason why I am so sad to see that that game didn't really make it. This is what they know how to do. And I'm excited and happy to hear that it's in this game, okay? And now, let's dive real deep into the system requirements. Kappa. So let's finalize some of the reasons why this excites me. One, and first and foremost, I feel like I can breathe out a little bit knowing that the core concepts that make the games that Stunlock Studios develops good are going to be there. And I have faith in that, and that feels good, you know? So I can like take a sigh of relief knowing that that's going to be in there, because then I know that there's got to be some good stuff there. And you know what? It is clear from the previous games that making a core sort of like PvP focused game, even though you have the controls and everything and the classes and spells and stuff in place, clearly doesn't work out. Again, I don't want to dive deep into the discussion why Battlerite failed, because there's a lot of different elements to it. But at the core of it, the game didn't succeed. And so I think when we're looking at this game being a not a pure PvP game is really good. I think that's really, it's not what I thought that I wouldn't have wanted, but I think it's really good because I really want a game from this developer to really succeed. I really do. I want this to be a game that sticks around. I'm really sad that no one is playing Battlerite because I think the game is so good. And so if I can get that, I don't care that it's got to be in a vampire setting. And personally, I can get excited about survival and PvE aspects and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's right up my alley. It might not be for everybody, and I think definitely like some people that play Battlerite are gonna go like, I just want PvP. Now we'll have to see. Like, there's no gameplay, there's no in-depth mechanics explained, there's a lot of ifs. This game could still be absolute trash, right? But it's very rare that I succumb to a bit of hype this early. I think it has to do with the fact that I have a lot of faith in this studio developing that part, that specific tight WASD controls, top down, no click to move part. I know that's got to be in there, and I know that's got to be great. And I'm just hoping that the rest of it around it will just supplement that in a way that makes the game more successful than its previous games. So to sum it up, we'll have to wait and see. But I am very excited about Battlerite 2. I mean, V Rising Vampire Dracula fight online. All right, chat? Deuce.